Hello, Joe with Zero Martial Training. Back to look at more Wing Chun footwork. So we're just going to look at triangle stepping. I think triangle stepping is very important to understanding Wing Chun footwork. So we'll start with the bottom of the triangle. All right, so we can do our opening if you want. All right, open as we would if we were doing the forms, toes out, using the knees to drive. So rotating through the heel, squeezing the knees back and rotating through the ball of the foot. All right. So as mentioned, we're not doing this kind of stuff. All right. So this is where we start to look at angles. Wing Chun does a lot of looking at angles. 45 is our favorite angle. All right. So if we're moving side to side. So again, when we do our thrust and arch, we're pushing from behind. So if I move to the right, I'm pushing through the left foot. So, all right. So if I'm here and I'm pushing through, I am basically going to check anybody that's beside me. All right. So I push side, go back to here, push, push, push. All right. We're not stepping and dragging, stepping, dragging. We're forcing our way through. All right. Very powerful. Again, driving through those heels. All right. So that's the bottom of our triangle. All right. So it's good if you have, say you have some tape, tape out a space. All right. So we're going to use this square to create our triangle. All right. So the point of the triangle would be right in the center here, and this is where we imagine our opponent to be. Both bottom points of this square will be at the bottoms of the triangle. All right. So set yourself in the middle. All right. So we're going to want our hips to be always facing where we imagine our opponent to be. All right. So we push off to the side, and then we rotate on a 45 facing our opponent. And then we're going to drive through the back leg, so pushing through the knee, engaging the glutes, quads will be engaging. Those are secondary. Your focus is on the joints, driving through the heel, stepping forward. All right. When you come here, you can do your leg check if you want to make sure that you're properly balanced. All right. When we go back, of course, then we will drive. We push off the front to go backwards. All right. All right. Leg follows back suit. You can do another leg check. And then sit back down here. Go to the left side, pushing off the right, rotating, facing on that 45, pointing towards your make-believe opponent, driving through, attacking the opponent, pushing off that front foot to get back, sitting back in the middle. All right. And as I mentioned, you can add some striking. So if you want to have your hands up, in Wing Chun, we always focus on that center line, protecting it, pointing it. So when we step off line, we're here. We can do the one punch, one step. All right. Come back to the center, move off line. One punch, one step, come back again. All right. So very, very simple, but very important because it really helps you look at how we position ourselves. We want, if the person's coming at us, we want to step off line. All right, tack them on the 45, right? As mentioned in the balance. So if someone is in this position and they go to strike at you and then you step offline and then you attack straight here, right into the weak point, right? 45s are very good at creating opportune moments for you to hit them in a weak position. All right. So really work with this. It's really good footwork drill. Again, always in the heels, standing tall, good posture. Always position yourself towards your make-believe opponent. Drive forward, pushing back, pushing, pushing, pushing. All right. Very, very powerful footwork. You'll really feel it. I quite enjoy moving in this way. It is for infighting. So very strong. You're not going to be like imagine a MMA fight. You're not going to be sitting here expecting to cut the distance between it like that. You would be more in a boxing type stance. You cut your distance. You make that. You're in that position, and then you sit down in that heel, and that's when you drive strong. All right. So next video I'm going to show you quickly is what I call the tank turret. It's a little more advanced, but it really helps you get in your mindset of the way to move. And then this will easily carry over into how the boxing is, because boxing is on the ball of the foot, Wing Chun's on the heel, so you have the freedom of back and forth. Really makes it more dynamic and workable. As I mentioned before, we don't fall onto our heels, we sit. Okay, so now what the tank turret is. So if you imagine a tank, so it's got tank treads, right? So our legs are the treads, all right? And our upper body is the cannon, all right? So when we strike, we're shooting our cannon, all right? So you step up to the side, you're just moving around. Step back, step up to the side, and I'm always facing my opponent, all right? So you can see this full wheeling, all right? Of course, our opponent's not always going to be in this one position, so we're able to move, but again, always able to face our opponent while our legs are moving around, all right? So this is the Wing Chun way of moving. Stay nice and tall, fathers from falling, structured, using the footwork. The footwork is the biggest secret in Wing Chun. It's very simple, it's very powerful, and it allows you to reposition yourself, get offline, put yourself in the position you need to. It is wonderful. I really love it. If you really train this properly, you'll really start to feel it. If you've never done Wing Chun before, you'll have a new respect for Wing Chun. All right. I hope I can bring a little bit of knowledge about Wing Chun and the misconceptions about it. And yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. If you've already trained in Wing Chun, you probably already understand what I'm saying. And if you've been taught a little differently, maybe this will open your eyes to some new part of it. All right. So next thing we'll be looking at is our more of a boxing stance.